Yes, I think it is.
Something happened to you on that film, which was, I would think, rather distressing.
Well, it was, and it happened almost immediately. Now, I would expect them to burn me up at the end of the picture, but not at the beginning. But however, that's what happened. And it was just one of those accidents, and it happened when I disappeared in Munchkin Land, having frightened them to the life out of most of the little munchkins, and put Dorothy in her place, I felt, and the good fairy for that matter. And anyway, she was not getting what she wanted at that moment, was going to come back. And she disappeared by dropping through, standing on a little elevator that went down suddenly, and I dropped 6 feet. And during that process, there was, before anything moved, meaning me, there was an enormous amount of smoke that came up, and then the smoke, and then the being clothed, so to speak, in smoke, I dropped down. And that was not seen. And then a little 3 men somewhere pulled the wires and moved the little piece of pavement over it, and then the fire came off and burned the smoke away, and I was gone, which was a very good effect. Well, they just turned the fire on too soon, and I ended up with my hat and broom catching fire, and in the long, I was very lucky because I had quite a burn on my hand and somewhat on my face, but I lived through it thanks to Jack Dawn a good deal, because he had programmed his young makeup artists. Each of us had our own, and they knew exactly what was in everyone's makeup, so that if any accident happened, they would know what must come off and what can be let alone and so forth. Well, my young man knew that it had all come off. It was green paint, and there's copper in it, and copper eats right into your skin, and so they had to get it off. Otherwise, I would have had a face full of potholes, I think.
Well,
I was very lucky.
You were lucky, and we're lucky because you're still here, and you made lots of great films after that. We're going to have a little clip from The Wizard of Oz later on, as well as some of Margaret Hamilton's other films. Early in your career, fairly early, you did The Trail of the Lonesome Pine.
No, I want to tell you something. When
You're not interested. This is a first now.
No, that happens very often. Every once in a while, I get credit for that, and I did not do it. And once in a while, they don't mention things I did get credit on. So one looks at all those lineups, and most of them are fairly right, but here and there, they are quite